everyone. Welcome back to History Ignited, the podcast where we explore the stories behind Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Caroline. Today we were talking about Richard Nixon. He was the 37th president of the United States.
Hi, I'm Amy. Yes, Richard Nixon had a long political career with many ups and downs. He's perhaps most famous for the Watergate scandal, which led to his resignation. He decided to step down from the presidency before he could be impeached by Congress.
And I'm Dave. That's a big deal because he is the only president in American history to have resigned. Let's dive into Nixon's story and learn more about what led to that and about his impact on American politics and history.
Richard Nixon was born in 1913 in California. He started his political career in Congress and then became vice president under Dwight Eisenhower from 1953 to 1961.
That sounds like a great start. What happened next?
After losing the presidential election in 1960 to John F. Kennedy and the California governor's race in 1962, Nixon made a big comeback and was elected president in 1968. He was re-elected in 1972.
Nixon's presidency is known for several major events. He improved relations with China and the Soviet Union, and he ended American involvement in the Vietnam War.
One interesting anecdote is about Nixon and his visit to China in 1972, which was a groundbreaking event. This visit helped open up relations between the U.S. and China and was a significant step in international diplomacy.
Nixon's presidency also included several significant domestic policies. He created the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and supported the Clean Air Act, which were major steps in protecting the environment.
Wow, that's big. But you said he resigned. Why?
Well, people can be complex. They can make good decisions and bad decisions. And some of Nixon's worst decisions were around Watergate.
What was Watergate?
Well, Watergate is the name of an office and residential complex in Washington, D.C.
I remember going to a restaurant there. It's so interesting to be in a place where history was made.
And the food was really good, too.
That's right. The Watergate is more than just a scandal. The scandal itself began with a burglary at the Democratic National Committee headquarters, which was located in the Watergate complex in 1972. The break-in was carried out by people connected to Nixon's re-election campaign. They were caught trying to wiretap phones and steal documents. This led to a major investigation.
The investigation revealed that people close to Nixon had tried to cover up the break-in. It was discovered that Nixon had secretly recorded conversations in the White House. These tapes showed that he had tried to obstruct justice by covering up the break-in.
The scandal reached its peak with an event known as the Saturday Night Massacre. This happened in October 1973 when Nixon ordered the firing of the special prosecutor investigating Watergate. The Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General both resigned in protest rather than carry out the order.
That took a lot of courage.
For sure, Caroline. The Saturday Night Massacre caused a huge public outcry and increased calls for Nixon's impeachment. It became clear that Nixon's actions were a serious abuse of power.
So, what did happen to Nixon after the scandal?
Did he go to jail?
No, Nixon didn't go to jail, but he faced the possibility of being impeached by Congress, which means Congress could have made him leave the presidency. To avoid this, he decided to resign in August 1974. He was the first U.S. president to resign from office.
After resigning, Nixon was pardoned by his successor, President Gerald Ford, which meant he wouldn't face criminal charges. This was its own scandal. Nixon spent the rest of his life writing and trying to improve his public image.
I know everybody makes mistakes, but this is a good reminder that even powerful people need to follow the law.
Exactly. The Watergate scandal had a big impact on American politics. It made people more skeptical of their leaders and led to changes in how political campaigns are run and how government officials are held accountable.
It's interesting to see how someone can have both positive and negative impacts on history. Nixon's achievements and mistakes are both important to learn about.
Yes, it's important to look at the whole picture and understand the parts of the person's legacy.
And it's a reminder that our leaders are human too, and their actions can have long-lasting effects on society and government.
Another interesting fact is that Nixon stepped down on television in front of millions of people.
It was a moment that many people still remember today.
Since the Watergate scandal, many political scandals have been named by adding "gate" to the end. For example, there was Irangate in the 1980s and Bridgegate in the 2010s. This shows how much the Watergate scandal has influenced how we talk about political scandals.
Learning about Nixon helps us understand the importance of integrity and accountability in leadership.
And it shows us how history is made by the choices people make every day.
Exactly, Andrew. History is a collection of stories, and each one teaches us something important.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing about the Watergate scandal. So after it happened, there were all these people that risked basically their lives to spill the secrets of this scandal. But there was one guy called Deep Throat, that was his nickname, because he spilled so many of the secrets about it. And the news report told his name right after he passed away. His real name is Mark Felt.
Wow, Andrew, that's amazing that you knew all of that and just went off script with it. How great that is. Thanks for sharing that.
Remember, history isn't just about learning facts. It's about understanding the stories of people and their choices and thinking about what we can learn from them. Our promise to you is to help you learn and think along the way.
And now it's time for a joke. Ready? Why did the politician bring a ladder to the speech?
I don't know. Why, Caroline?
To reach the heights in his career.
That's a great one, Caroline.
Really true.
Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. We hope you found it as enlightening as we did. Until next time, keep learning and exploring.